Godzilla Minus One has taken the world by storm, and for good reason. This epic monster-verse film has audiences on the edge of their seats from beginning to end. But did you know that there's a secret scene hidden after the credits? That's right, folks. There's a post-credit scene that is sure to leave you wanting more. But before we get into that, let's just say that this scene is not for the faint of heart. It's full of shocking twists and turns that will have you questioning everything you thought you knew about the Godzilla myths. So if you are brave enough to venture into the unknown, then be sure to stick around after the credits roll on Godzilla Minus One. You won't be disappointed. But wait, there's more. If you subscribe to our channel right now, you will get exclusive access to our behind the scenes footage of the post-credit scene we are talking about. So subscribe our channel and press the bell icons. So here is the ending of Godzilla Minus One. So let's talk about it. Here's everything you need to know about the ending of Godzilla Minus One and the potential for a sequel to the Japanese movie. Japanese filmmaker Toho Studios has returned to theaters this year with Godzilla Minus One, having told many tales with the iconic kaiju in 20th century and most recently in 2016 with Shin Godzilla. The movie, which hails from director Takashi Yamazaki, has no connection to legendary films, and I'm apologizing for the pronunciation of some nouns, so sorry. The movie, which hails from the director Takashi, has no connection to legendary films ongoing Hollywood monsterverse franchise. Godzilla Minus One focuses on Japanese plan to destroy Godzilla came from weapon engineer Kenji, who developed a plot to rupture freon tanks attached to the monster, the bubbles from which ought to sink in deep into the ocean and hopefully crush it with the intense air pressure of massive 1500-meter depth. Should that have failed, a backup plan involved inflating carbon dioxide-filled balloons that would also be attached to Godzilla to rapidly drag it back to the surface, thus killing it through explosive decompression, a rapid and violent change in air pressure to the lungs. This didn't quite go according to plan, as dragging Godzilla 1500 meters deep failed to kill him, and on the trek back to water level, the monster was able to break free until two ships and a fleet of tugboats were able to drag it back to the surface. While this injured Godzilla, it was not enough to kill the beast, who was left enraged and prepared to use his famous atomic breath to vanquish the ships. Well, at least that was until the last saving grace from leading Kamikaze flying his plane into Godzilla's mouth while the aforementioned atomic breath was charging, overloading, and it destroying the creature. Fortunately, Koichi was able to eject himself from the plane in time to survive, despite tragic assumptions from some that he had sacrificed himself. With the monster seemingly vanquished, Koichi and Akiko ventured to the hospital to reunite with Noriko, who had survived Godzilla's destruction of Tokyo but appeared to be plagued with the radiation sickness. Alas, in a shocking twist, Koichi turned out not to be quite enough to stop Godzilla for good, as a chunk of its flesh was shown sinking to the ocean floor, only for it to begin to regenerate, one of its long-standing abilities in lore. So does Godzilla Minus One have a post-credit scene following the tease of Godzilla regrowing back to the life after the climax of Godzilla Minus One? Many will be wondering whether that truly marks the end of the Japanese flick or if any surprises awaits after the credits. But alas, once the credits roll on Godzilla Minus One, audiences can comfortably vacate their seats, as the kaiju flicks has no mid-credit scene or post-credit scenes. Instead, Takashi leaves the breadcrumbs for more tales with his version of Godzilla at the movie's ending, but doesn't do anything to directly promise further series, as no sequel has been announced yet. So will Godzilla Minus One get a sequel? Speaking in the October 30th issue of the Japanese Era magazine, Takashi seemed to suggest the ending may not be there to tease a sequel, but more so that the characters are kept alive in the hearts of audience. He said that, "I think it's more cinematic if it doesn't end neatly and properly. It's not just so a sequel can be made. It's also so the characters are kept alive in the hearts of the audience." That said, Yamazaki did seem to reveal a desire to develop another Godzilla movie while discussing the movie on opening day, questioning if he would be allowed to shoot one more picture. After Godzilla Minus One, I wonder if you will let me shoot one more picture. After releasing Shin Godzilla, Toho Studios wasn't allowed to develop a follow-up until after 2020. We were bleeding disgusting due to its partnership with MonsterVerse Studio Legendary Films. As such, should the same logic apply now? Toho and Yamazaki may be stuck. So reviews for Godzilla Minus Zero have so far been overwhelming positive, with a Rotten Tomatoes score of 98%. Meanwhile, the Japanese box office alone has been able to draw 23.1 million already on just $15 million budget. So if Godzilla Minus Zero does mark the beginning of this new shared universe, things are off to an excellent start for Toho to expand this world on the big screen globally in the coming years with sequels and spin-offs.